Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am and it's your first time visiting here, my name is Josh, aka the Homie Fletcher, and owner, founder of Trading Forex, this YouTube channel that you're watching, and the Discord and Telegram group that we do have links in the description to join, right? So you see the title, and what I'm gonna do today, what I'm talking about is how I made 51,000 in the foreign exchange market, right? You heard me correct, $51,000 in the foreign exchange market. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through it and show you exactly what I did, how I achieved this, and show you that it is possible for you to also achieve this if you're new to trading, and if you've been someone that's just back and forth, not profitable yet, and you've had losing streaks or whatnot, and you struggle to become consistently profitable. It's all part of the process, right? I've been there, multiple traders have been there. Nobody came into this industry, into this market, knowing how to trade exactly, right? So we're going to recap what it is that I did, setups that I took, and how did I make this amount of money. Okay, so what these trades were on AD CAD and AD USD. And we just go here. You can see on this one chart that we do have this play out right here that you see at the bottom right here. All right, and I'm just going to rewind this, put it on the replay mode, because what happened, how we were able to make this, and I say we because this trade was also sent within the Discord VIP channel that I do have, and also Telegram as well, right? So what happened on that day, we had interest rates, right? And you can see that here. If we just click on this week, right, we can see that on the Tuesday at 12:30 a.m. my time, right, we had interest rates for the AUD, right? And if you don't know what interest rates are or what it means, we could just click here for a quick example, run down what it is, right? So interest rates are basically for any economy that you are looking at, right? And for this one, we are looking at the Australian economy, so the RBA, right? The Bank of Australia, right? They're responsible for making interest rate decisions. In Australia, the cash rate, which is the interest rate, is imposed on overnight loans between financial intermediaries, as well as is established in the money market as a result of the interaction of demand and of supply of overnight funds, right? And basically what this means is the higher interest rates are, the less chance to actually borrow. It decreases borrowing, which is overall good for whatever currency that we are looking at, right? Less borrowing means that the currency itself would be able to gain more of a higher ground, higher standing compared to other currencies that we are looking at, other cross pairs, right? So that is what interest rate does, basically decreases borrowing, loaning from banks, and therefore boosts the overall buying power of that currency, right? So when we do have an interest rate hike, it's usually viewed as a very good thing. And what we have happening currently, as you can see, we have the Russian-Ukraine war still going on. We're still recovering from COVID, and all these other supply chains issues that we are experiencing is really affecting the global economy all over, right? So each economy is affected by this in various ways. Usually, as it stands now, is very negatively impacting, right? So interest rates. Also, we have high inflation as well, right? So high inflation is very bad, and we want to see inflation come back down. So the banks, what they do is they use interest rates, boosted interest rates, right, to help curb this inflation, to combat it, right? This is one of the tools that the central banks of each economy use to decrease inflation, right? And inflation just means that the currency itself gets weaker over time, the higher it is, right? I believe we are 8.1% or something like that, which is super bad. So we want to see that go down. Hence, interest rate rising for the Australian economy is significantly good. And that is what we saw happening here, right? So at the point of time when price came into this area, we were looking for that push in price back up on an impulse that we would get to see an increase on interest rates. And you can see here, I don't know why the chart's looking like this, guy. you can see here that the expectancy, the consensus was that we'll get an interest rate increase by either 0.25%, right? So that would make it a total of 0.6%, or a 0.4% increase, right? But you can see we did get a higher than expected result, right? So we went from 0.35% all the way to 0.85, right? So we got a 0.5% increase, which was more than what was expected, right? Either way, we were expecting price to actually come up. So at the point of time when price came into here, what we did, this was around 11 o'clock, somewhere so we were expecting that increase for one, right? It was highly likely, highly probable that this would happen. So we go on the daily, we go on the 4 hour and we go on the daily. What we could see on the daily is that price had some sort of rejection forming right here, a sort of a support zone on the daily right here, right? So this was a possible area where we could get in on that action for best possible entry to get that momentum to the upside, right? And you can see here on the 4 hour, we could see that a little bit more clear right here. Price rejected from this area once we had here where price pushed bullishly from that line. We came to these highs right here and then price pulled back. So at the point of time when price pulled back, right around here, right, the next hour or so, what we could expect is for price to actually maintain the support and then see a spike to the upside, right? And we targeted, well, this was the major, right? So this was the major target. Once price came into here, we want to see price come all the way up to here, right? So 1 to 6.5% risk to reward, right? However, because things in the market has been super weird, guys, the more probable target would have been somewhere right around here into the next resistance zone, which would have been somewhere right here, right? So that makes it a 1 to 3.8, almost 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio that we could have possibly, see price spiked into. And if we play this actually, we could see that this actually ended up happening. So we saw price come down, boom, we got that spike to the upside, right? So immediately on the release of that news, where we did see that major increase in interest rates, right, higher than expected, that marketers, analysts, anyone they expected, right, we didn't expect this number to be so high to get an increase like that. So price spiked to the upside, and we did get our TP hit right around that 1 to 4 area, right? So I risked 2% on this, making this a total of a 8%, around 9% return for me, as well as AD CAD also spiked to the upside. Took the trade right around here. Same thing, right? Price rejected. We had this bullish engulfing on that hour, and on the next hour candle, when the data did release, we got that spike up as well, right? Also for Euro AUD, another trade that was sent out into the Telegram and Discord group, which I'll show right around here, right? We got that spike to the downside as well, also giving us a nice return too, right? And these were the major wins that I did get that resulted in me making $51,000 in the market. All right, we did also have a GBP CHF trade, right? So overall, the GBP has been a little bullish for the week of this week of June, just because we do have elections, we do have talks with Boris Johnson. If you don't know, we have elections going on in the UK, and if Boris Johnson does get elected again, that is viewed as very bullish for the currency, right? Vice versa, if there was talks about replacing him, then we would have seen the GBP, the pound, probably tank, right? So at the beginning of this move, price came into this area right here. If we go into the 4 hour, right, what we could see is overall we have a sort of a downtrend happening, right? Not the cleanest, but something like that, right? Price came into this area right here, and this is what we were marking, right? From the beginning of this move right here, where price pushed down, we had this bearish candle, these wick rejections right around that area. So when we go to the 1 hour, the expectancy was for price to bottom out right here, lose its momentum, and once we start seeing those bearish candles form, right, we could use this as a sort of a resistance zone, right? As you can see, we did have this wick rejection right here where the candle closed right into the opening, suggesting that the momentum, the volume died, and we could probably see a push to the downside or a continuation or correction of this overall move right here, right? So we did enter this, kept our stop loss tight, right, our risk amount tight, and price went down to around 3.5% before reversing on us and closed. We saw this bullish close before price reversed on us, right? So at this point of time, also just a little side note, guys, when you see something like this, price just push bullish, bearish or bullish in one direction, no wick, right? There's usually a high probability of seeing the following candle correct that move, and then price to continue in whatever direction that correction was, right? So that is to say, let's see, we had a bearish candle like this, right? And we have no wick, we have no down wick, right? We have no wick to the upside, no wick to the downside. Price just pushes. Let's just move this here. Price just pushes into the zone, right, and leaves no wick, right? So what does that mean? So basically what that means is that, all right, we have a probability of price either correcting that move, or we could continue in that direction as well. So just a little added information, right? So what we saw here, no wick, price corrected the move from that side, right? So we got a bullish candle close. Let me just make the screen, right? So we got a bullish candle close from price, which caused, basically showed us at this point that we should get out of the trade, right? Because now there's a higher probability of seeing price continue upwards. So at that point, we did break even, came out at break even. So this resulted in a minimal loss for me, right, as well as those in the group. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. So really what we made most of our profit on was just waiting, having the patience to wait for the best possible move, which would have been for that interest rate decision, right? Because we already had the probability of it actually happening very high, right, to see that increase as well. And unlike unlike the market conditions before, right, what we do have now is a lot of uncertainty of where we are going globally as an economy, right? So things have been very bearish. However, we had ups and downs, no real trends, more of ranges that are going on in the markets, right? If you're a trend trader, this is probably not the best time for you. And whatever strategy that you use, not saying that it can be profitable, but you would have to conform in order to actually minimize the amount of losses that you do incur, right? This was probably the best time for scalpers, really. So yeah, that's it, guys. You can see, quick, simple, and easy. We just waited for the news. We had that expectancy. We looked at the price action, looked at the possible areas, best possible entries. As you can see right here, multiple wick rejections from this area. Right here we pushed up. So when price came back down, we didn't hesitate to enter, and then we got that push to the upside right here, right? Boom, we got that. Then another time when price came in here, this is the trade that we're currently in, going in right now, right? Actually very deep in profits at this point. So yeah, that's it, trade, guys, right? Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. If you want to join the Discord or even the Telegram, feel free, the links are in the description to join. We do have VIP as well, which is currently at $80 per month. Yeah, join in, guys. Come make this bread. Right, so that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one as we get more profits in the forex market. And join us here for anything forex related, beginners, advanced. It don't matter what level you're at. We go share and learn something from each other all the time, right? So yeah, See you in the next video. Peace.